Presidential Hackathon. Hacker spirit is always online.
Presidential Hackathon is organized by Executive Yuan, implemented by Ministry of Economic Affairs and executed by National Association of Small and Medium Enterprises. Welcome to Presidential Hackathon International Track exclusive program, in which we interview the journey during the whole event with finalists this year. Hi, my name is Joey Chen.
Hi, my name is Ronghua Min.
First of all, let's listen to the team's initial proposal before this exciting finalists event. We recommend you refer to the team's slide while listening.
If you are already familiar with the proposal, you're welcome to go directly to the interview section and listen to their journey of participating in hackathon program. So, let's get started!
Greetings to all listeners. I am Sunita representing B.E.N.Z. B.E.N.Z stands for Green Environmental and Net Zero. So through our solution, we plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by analyzing the soil fertility and climatic regions to find optimum location for planting trees and thereby making the plants self-sustainable. So in order to achieve this goal, the tool which we plan to use is Geographical Information Systems, that is GIS. So this is our project. The objective of our project is to evaluate the possibilities of using geographical information systems to estimate and maximize ecosystem services provided by big trees in the urban environment. GIS is well suited for geographical data, and the resulting study will play a pivotal role in identifying right trees for planting urban forests and thereby reducing the impact of climatic change. With the aid of proper planning and analyzing distinctive scenarios, proper tree within proper location can both maximize surrounding offerings as well as power and longevity of the tree. How Project Atara works? Want to hear a one-liner word of project? Here we go. Right tree, right place, right people. We identify a location, analyze your soil using features from across soil, then give you tree and plant suggestions based on the soil around you. Not just that, planting trees in a haphazard manner will not hinder the growth of the trees and nearby plants. But don't worry, we got you covered. Our algorithm identifies the best way to plant your trees so your trees have the best environment to end up. The best part is we do this with the aid of Geographical Information Systems GIS. So why have we opted for GIS finding solution? GIS would allow viewing, questioning, understanding, visualizing, and interpreting the data into a number of ways which will reveal relationships, trends, patterns in the form of globes, maps, charts, and reports. It is user-friendly as a lot of people have previous experience with Google Maps and other GIS and GPS, so it is easy to navigate and understand. It gives an enhanced user experience, so a lot of additional plugins also facilitate easy handling of problems. So GIS is also cost efficient and highly reliable. It makes manipulation and management of data easier as it is responsive and quick in rendering changes. It also provides the additional feature of being integratable with other frameworks. It counters the drawbacks of machine learning process as decision making is improved because specific and detailed information is presented about one or more locations. So there is precision, accuracy, and swift decision making. When using GIS, it is easy to record geographical changes, and this makes it easier for people to see and make changes when required, and hence it helps in easy location and optimization of given tasks. It is the only way we found this problem statement to be handled in comparison to other methods we thought of. A lot of plugins are used for facilitating easy handling of problems, which makes work easier for us.
Hi, this is Sanjay here to present the vision of our project. Our primary vision is to reduce carbon emissions and carbon footprints by promoting afforestation and practicing carbon sequestration. This can help in indirectly contributing to the sustainable development. In fact, it is predicted that carrying out afforestation and agriculture can sequester close to 60% of carbon. Our second vision is to to build a pollution-free environment for the future generations and promote the idea of urban forests and carbon farming. Net zero is an umbrella term, and we need to understand and practice it to have a better future. This afforestation won't fail, but it will definitely serve as a first step towards net zero. Talking about our mission, our predominant mission is to create a solution that identifies the type of soil, analyzes the weather, and gives the best suited tree that could probably fit in the locality for the welfare of the surrounding communities, using the existing data from the above-mentioned parameters. The next vision of this project of ours is to upscale the existing model to cover important tree growth factors like soil fertility and tree vitality in the upcoming years using sensors and IoT, Internet of Things, to improvise and contribute to the global sustainable development and net zero.
Hi there, I'm Surya representing Team B.E.N.Z. So I'm going to share the tech stack we're using here. So our project is a software-based solution where we use the data collected from the required geographical location, such as soil fertility indexing, soil type analysis, and soil pollution analysis, to feed into an algorithm which makes use of GIS to find optimum location for specific breeds of trees and contribute to the net zero emission goals. So to be even more specific, we're going to use HTML, CSS and JavaScript for front-end development and Python for back-end. And for marketing and GIS, we're going to make use of ArcGIS, and for machine learning, we're going to use Python.
Hi, I'm Karan and I'm going to walk you through what this project ultimately contributes to. We've been talking project after our net zero, sustainable development goals and so on and so on. But I wanted to tell you why we're talking all this stuff. But before I tell you that, we have to look at three important stats. First, 11,263 tons of carbon dioxide sequestration and is undertaken every year according to a study conducted in Montgomery, Alabama. Second, in the contiguous United States alone, urban trees stored over 708 million tons of carbon and capture an additional 28.2 million tons of carbon per year. The third might be a little startling, and that is Action Aid reviewed the Oil Major Shell's net zero strategy and found that it includes offsetting 120 million tons of carbon dioxide per year through planting forests, estimated to require around 29.5 million acres, roughly 12 million hectares of land. Not just that, we have to see what net zero is. Net zero is nothing but just a simple term that equates to the saying that number of carbon dioxide that is released every year per capita is equal to the number of carbon dioxide that is being sequestered or captured every year per capita. So this is what net zero is about. And how do we contribute to net zero? Very simple. Using plants as a tool. Not just plants and trees, to be more specific, have this very unique tendency of capturing carbon and releasing oxygen for humans to use. So this is what we have been trying to do, and that is a stat that says almost 60% of carbon can be sequestered annually if agriculture and afforestation is done the right way. And that is all Project Artera is about. Now we have seen the project, but let me also guide you through our team members. Hi, I'm Karan and I'm team leader of Project Artera, representing Team B.E.N.Z. We also have our teammates Surya, Sanjay, Samyukta and Anisha representing Team B.E.N.Z. That's our Project Artera and Team B.E.N.Z for you. Thank you so much for your patience. Looking forward to reach out to you. Thank you.
So, we will officially start.
Okay, use our clapperboard. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's get started.
So, welcome Team B.E.N.Z. Can you greet with your all of our audience?
Yeah, just make a brief introduction of yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. We are representing Team B.E.N.Z. B.E.N.Z stands for Being Environmental and Net Zero, and we are from India. So we are a group of amateur freshmen starting out the first year of college, and we are here to give our representation in contributing to environmental problems, a little bit of what we can do from our side as students to contribute to environmental problems. So I am the team leader of this team. Hi, I'm Kavan.
Hi, Kevin.
I'm Anusha Kaman and I'm currently pursuing my third year and I've been very keen and interested to join in hackathons and work with new teams. Yes.
Thank you. So anyone who's going to greet with the audience next?
Hi, I'm Samyukta.
Hello.
So
Hi.
I'm very glad to be a part of this hackathon. This hackathon have been a very good opportunity for us to learn new tech stack and get our project working.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's start with the first question. How did you learn about the Presidential Hackathon International track?
Actually, it was by chance that we stumbled upon Presidential Hackathon. We were looking out for opportunities to give our representation in other hackathons online. And one of our teachers in college were by chance she put it in our group, and we just found it very interesting. The problem statement was very interesting and innovative. So we thought, why not give it a try? And then that's how we got to participate in Presidential Hackathon.
Okay, that sounds interesting. So, why did you participate in the Presidential Hackathon this year?
It was a very, how would I tell you, one of the reasons was the problem statement, as I had mentioned before. But that was one amongst the many factors that influenced this part. Also, when we as students wanted to contribute to this cause, we were looking out for innovative solutions to the problem statement, and the solution that we came up with was very much relevant to the present situation. It was very much implementable and would work very well if implemented after the COVID period, and it would perfectly suit the current timeline that we are in. So that was the main reason that we wanted to yield our participation to this part of Presidential Hackathon rather than doing it at a later time.
I see. Thank you. So what inspired you to raise the application? I mean, your topic.
Yeah, about that, I think more than myself, my friend Samyukta would be interested to go on about that. So I think I'll give it over to her.
So contributing to net zero and climate action was the theme of this hackathon. When we were exposed to this problem statement, we approached in an aspect that when we are going to plant trees, then they efficiently sequestrate the carbon dioxide in that atmosphere. So afforestation was our approach to reduce the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So we came up with this project idea, Project Torterra, and the name reason behind Torterra is also, I hope you know, Torterra is a Pokemon character which has a single oak tree like in its shell. And so we were, it was more relatable for our project goal as Torterra moves around and so we were planning that to introduce urban forestry, it would be more suitable if we are going to name it such way. So that's how we came up with this project.
Okay, I see. Suddenly, I just came up with one follow-up question. Is because from our side, we can see lots of projects came into our backend. Several projects are from your university. I was really curious till now. Is Presidential Hackathon became one mandatory condition for you to pass or become an element to pass maybe one your semester or one course maybe decided by your professor?
No, it was nothing like that. Actually, it was a mere coincidence that two of the team selected for the top 7 turned out to be from our institution. It was unexpected. Even we did not think that even our team would go through the bar, but that came out as a surprise, and adding to that surprise was another team from our institution. I think that's something that we are proud of, and there was nothing like nobody even pushed us to submit. It was out of our own interest. Yeah, so that is it.
Because we were thinking that, there are so many like teams from your university, and we were assuming that perhaps there were one or two professor mandates that you have to submit
pushing
the project to the Taiwan's Presidential Hackathon International track. So it's just a happy coincidence, right?
That happens, but presidential hackathon was not one of those hackathons that we
Oh,
discussed.
but other hackathons maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
This was one of
okay.
I see. Also, another question is, do you guys know the other finalists came into the final round from your university?
Yeah, actually, they are also from the first year, and until we had to go for the strategic consulting, we never knew that there was another team from our own institution. Until upon then, we thought we were the only team. We thought there was another team from India, but we did not know that it was from our own institution. That is how we came to know them as well.
Okay, I see.
So I guess that would lead us to the next question about
Yeah,
the
sure.
teammates, right?
Yes.
How did you find your teammates? Is there any story behind? And obviously you are teamed up with your classmates, right?
We were actually participating in many other hackathons as a team. So myself, Surya, Sanjay, and Kavin were already participating in a lot of other events. So we knew we were in the same first year, and so we knew each other. But when we were planning for this presidential hackathon, we needed someone with more experience in the hackathon to guide us in whatever problems we have. So we approached Anvisha Zaman. She's second year, and her guidance also played an important role in this hackathon. So this is how we formed the team.
Okay, I see. So let's move on to the next question. What was the first feeling when knowing your team made it to the final round?
Yeah, as I had mentioned, we did not believe that we made it past the bar. We did not believe that we qualified to the next round. That came out as a surprise because we were just starting our journey of hackathons, and this happened to be the 6th or 7th hackathon in our whole life. We never thought we could in one go pass such a prestigious event. What actually happened was the idea and conception that we had, and the interest of our team to contribute to something that is environmental actually helped us develop a clear idea of what we wanted to do. Planting trees, afforestation is something that is known to everyone, but implementing it in a novel way is what we thought of, and that is how we came up with this idea. The first feeling that we had when we knew that our idea got the recognition that it deserved, we felt very happy, but at the same time it came out as a total shocker. None of us had the nerve to believe that we made it through, but we just wanted to make sure that we actually did the justice to what you had given us, and that was our first experience, knowing that we made it to the final round. Yeah.
And we were also duly appreciated that how you devote your time and effort, especially as you mentioned that you're in semesters and you're students, so you must have some conflicts among time control or time management and budget management and your ideal technical goal, so you have to balance all these factors. So we could understand how shocked you are, and until that you know what you need to deliver at the end of the finalist event, you'll probably get into another shock because it's a marathon, right? So it's about more than 4 weeks marathon. So we're wondering, what was the greatest challenge to you during the whole journey? How did you overcome these challenges?
Yeah, I just mentioned before, the 5 of us in our team, we are scattered over 3 classes. I mean, myself and Surya are from one class, Sanjay and Samyukta are from another, and Anvisha is a senior to us, so we are in actually 3 different groups. What actually happened was, there's a clash in the schedule. When one of us have exams, the rest of us are free, and we had to switch on, we had to juggle between tasks, and eventually one of us had to take up the whole burden when the other people were not available. So what happened was, we had to spend long hours before the desktop, the PC. We had to spend close to 14 to 15 hours a day to work on this, because the idea seems to be okay on paper, but the implementation part was really hectic, and we had no idea how to do it being freshmen in college. So almost 2/3 of the hackathon, we were just getting ready for the pre-production work, how to work, how do we do this, how do we do that. We had to go through a lot of courses, a lot of tutorials. We had to search how to do what we actually wanted to achieve. And the rest 1/3 is what is our deliverables that we had submitted. So the amount of patience, the amount of time that we have put through this was very hectic. It was very difficult, and almost we wanted to quit the whole from participating in this hackathon. At one point of time, all of us had the urge to quit. But what actually happened was our mentor and our friends, they stood by us. They told us that if you got selected in something this prestigious, you should have it within you to at least participate what you wanted to do. I think that is what got us through. And the greatest challenge here, I would say, is to understand and implement what we wanted to implement. That was very hectic. That was very intense. We did not expect that to hit us after almost 2/3 of the hackathon. And that is what happened.
Yeah, so I believe that for everyone who participated in this kind of event like the hackathon, so sitting in front of the computer, the PC, the desktop, or communicate with the professor or your teammates, that this kind of process is necessary. This should happen if you're gonna participate in each hackathon. So congratulate that you all overcome challenges. So I believe after overcome these challenges, there would be noticeable outcomes or noticeable change your team have made. So the next question is there any noticeable change your team made to the project during the finalist event, and or any you think maybe it is incredible the outcome your team made?
So earlier we were planning to we came up with many approaches to find a solution for this problem. There were many suggestions, many new ideas coming up among us as we brainstormed. But a part where we changed our entire course was this one. First, we were planning to make use of orthophotography, that is aerial photography, which we were planning to obtain from satellite data. And from Earth Explorer. So we were planning to extract those photographies and build upon our own building footprints. That is a data set which is used to give the exact area occupied by the building. But later we found that the accuracy of the algorithm which we were planning to implement was not that accurate compared to OpenStreetMaps, which is an open source data set that is manually surveyed by many geospatial enthusiasts. So it was more reliable than our solution. So a change of track came there, and this change in our implementation actually speeded up the process of us attaining a solution for this one. So yeah, it was very decisive and really a good change of decision there. If we hadn't chose to change the dataset, then we might not have found the solution for this problem by now.
So, as you just mentioned, that you touched upon a little bit about the journey that you made in the finalist program, that we arranged various online events. There are joint events like opening session, and there are one-on-one consulting. We have strategic consulting and technical consulting deliberately.
Yes.
As we also joined the consulting events, we understand that you made some progress in past 4 weeks. So our next question is, which of the online event that impressed you or helped you the most?
To be frank, I think every resource and every activities that was organized by the PHIT working team deserves a round of applause. Everything was really wonderful. I'm not even exaggerating, like the strategic consulting and technical consulting is like one of the major activities that we look forward to, because apart from our mentor and 2-3 people related to GIS who are working on this project along with us, even they did not have the knowledge that was required to help us through. The idea that we had conceived was very diverse, and what we wanted to do and what had come out in the first trial of our project was totally different. What we wanted to do was 100%, and what we managed to achieve was just 5%, and we had no idea on how to go about it. That is when we had to go for the strategic consulting and technical consulting, which changed our approach. I mean, say we have been to like 3 to 4 hackathons before, in-person hackathons, not just online. And the mentorship that we received from people in-person hackathons was matched in an online hackathon, and that is one thing that is very much commendable. Secondly, technical and strategic consulting, we thought a hackathon is supposed to be just like working on the project, developing it, running test cases and submitting the code for the project. But that was not what you wanted from presidential hackathon. You wanted us to develop a project, a full-fledged project that included stakeholders, implementation, future process building and everything. So that was something that was new to us. It was something that we had to come out of our comfort zone of just like coding, and we had to look for something else. And that was different, and that was only achievable only because of the strategic consulting by Mr. Peter Weng, and of course the technical consulting. One person, what we couldn't achieve as 5 people, one person, he came, he just explored our solution, gave us suggestions, told us what to do, and that really changed the perspective on the way we approach the solution. And I think that is one another thing that is really excellent about the working team activities that have been put up. I think that sums it all up. I don't think I have to put up anything else to say.
Okay, so thank you. And yeah, the projects we are expected that is not only just turn your ideas into code to make it practical, but to see a comprehensive project, right? Yeah, so I think the consulting might be really helpful, and as you mentioned, it is also helpful for you. Do you have any thoughts for the one-on-one consulting, or do you have any things or any thoughts want to talk to the consultants?
We are very, very thankful for PHIT team for arranging these consulting events, because as Kavin said, building a project and planning a project is not important, but implementing it to the society to make a change is the part where we lagged, I guess. And the both strategic and the technical consulting events were very helpful in pointing out the mistakes which we made while designing this project. So the strategic consulting session held by Mr. Wing, it was very helpful as he asked us to initiate talks with non-governmental organizations and volunteers who were interested in implementing this project in order to build upon urban forestry. So we took his words of advice, and because of him we were having many meetings with Corporation Commissioner of Coimbatore, and then local non-governmental organizations like Sirituli, as well as global NGOs like Team Trees. And because of this piece of advice, we were able to make connections with many other organizations to see where our project stands. So strategic consulting helped us in this way, as well as the technical consulting held by Mr. C.K. Liu also helped us, as he actually he heard through our project, and he raised a few questions in our way of implementation. So as we were searching for answers for his questions, our solution became more clearer.
Thank you, Samukta. As maybe you're also aware that last year's one of Team of Excellence, AB Street, he also used OpenStreetMaps, but applying it on a biking route. So as we understand that your project also applied OpenStreetMaps, but into soil and trees, analyzing and so on. So in terms of using these open data sources, what makes you think that your project is distinctive to the others?
Okay, distinctive. I would say for starters, maybe out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals put up by the UN, our solution satisfies 12 of them. To be more accurate, out of these 12, 8 of the development goals are satisfied directly, and just 4 of them have indirect impact from our solution. I think that is something that is pretty much impressive and exciting. Came out as a surprise to us. We had developed the solution when we looked to how much sustainable development goals we actually satisfied. It satisfied 12 of them, and that was something that we did not look out to. It came out as something that we did not expect. And secondly, in terms of uniqueness and novelty, we are just not implementing this project. We are not seeking novelty just in terms of coding and solution. Instead, we also had major distinctive ideas when it came to practical life implementation. One such novelty was implementing sensors that had to be made from plastic that has been collected from the ocean. So that way, when you build sensors from plastics that has been already regenerated or collected from ocean, that is more sustainable and environmental. And that is one way that we thought we can contribute. So not just on theory, but even in practical ways, we are looking forward to make our solution more sustainable and eco-friendly as possible. And in addition, we'd also like to say that apart from the 12 sustainable development goals, we also are very proud to say that our solution offers a lot of contribution to global warming, deforestation, and all other major world crises and global problems. I think, and we are also contributing to the changing urban landscape than what is expected from the government. I think that is enough to say that our project is very distinctive than the other teams or other projects in the same domain.
Incredible. So I believe that your team may cost a lot of effort since you initiate your project and take a lot of effort also communicate with lots of stakeholders and your team members trying to do some field testing or the implementation. And after all of this process, do you have any plans after the presidential hackathon program?
So, as Kevin said, we were communicating with many stakeholders, and in order to proceed with this project in future days, we might need some funding and collaboration with other projects and other people. So one such person whom we came across while searching was Mr. Akshay, who was a digital entrepreneur. He showed a lot of interest in making this project a reality. So he was more interested in collaborating with us and promoting this project so that it could be a success among people. So collaborating with Mr. Akshay would be one of our future plans. And as well as when we are coming to the technical part of the upgrades which we are planning to give this project was, as Kamin said, we were planning to bring forward IoT sensors. But in order to do so, we might need to take in some research and development researchers who are more interested in building this IoT sensors, so that these sensors, the part where these sensors work is that when we are planning urban forestry, we may plant trees and samplings, but the health and sustenance of these trees is a question. So these sensors will help us to monitor the health and sustenance of these trees. So this is where we are planning to bring in IoT sensors. And also, currently we have used the soil database to analyze which tree is suitable for a particular location. But as I said earlier, we will still stick on with this satellite data idea. As we learn a lot about extraction of data, we are planning to import in climate data as well as pollution levels data in order to find a more better tree solution for a particular location. So this is how these are our future plans in order to upgrade our project as well as bring our project to public.
It sounds fantastic, and we're also keen to know what's going to happen next to you. So please keep us updated if there's any progress from your end, okay?
Sure, we'll do
Sure.
that.
Thank you. So, next question is there anything that you learned from other finalists this year? If there's any, why and how?
Yeah, as we had mentioned earlier, I don't think it's easy to put yourselves through one long course of a hackathon, working continuously at a stretch to building a project. And as a team, we had to go through a lot, as I had mentioned before, working in teams, juggling between tasks. But we got to interact with the other team from our university as well. And it was even surprising to know that they also had to go through the same. But the way they dealt with it was different. They had a specific schedule to work on, and they really knew what they were doing. While we just had the conception and we had to work our way through it, they had everything that they wanted to do and they did it really pretty well. And in the contrary, we also got to see how much hard work and perseverance they had towards working for their project. And I think that pretty much is something that we would like to imbibe. As well as we also got to see about the ideation and the conception of all the other teams via the opening ceremony as well as the other consulting. I think that was excellent compared to what we had come up with. I think all those should serve as inputs for our future projects and in the future ideas, so that we can at least have 1% of what they have. So that is one thing that we would like to imbibe in our team and work on in the future.
Okay. So, is there a specific team who impressed you during the finalist program?
Actually, there are two teams that two ideas that impressed us. So, as Kamin said, as we were going through the opening ceremony event, as well as other consulting events, we were exposed to the ideas of proposed by other teams, and this particular idea, the idea of converting rice straw water into a fertilizer, by this I think it's BRSDM team, and that idea actually could work well in India. India is actually a country which where the primary occupation of many is farming and agriculture, and rice is the staple food of many Indians. So if there is a way where we could convert this rice straw into fertilizer, then it would be a great deal of savings for all these farmers, and as well as we could contribute to the net zero emissions by manufacturing less artificial fertilizers. So this was an excellent plan to contributing to net zero. So this was an idea which impressed us. And another idea impressed our team was the same team, the Cardinality's EV system. As Kevin said, we were having a few meetups with the other team from our college, and as we were discussing the idea and conception of their EV system ideas, because electrical vehicles are going to be future for the next future in a few years. So if there is a way to efficiently manage the energy in EV electric vehicles, then it could contribute a lot to net zero. So these two ideas impressed our team a lot.
Well, yeah, while we were reviewing your applications at the beginning, we were actually thinking about, maybe there's a chance for you to collaborate with the team BRSDM in the future, because obviously that India is a agriculture giant country, and there must be some agricultural waste, and which we don't want to make it into a waste. Want to make it into a renewable energy, and of course a better bio fertilizer, which could be probably helpful to you guys. So we'll see if there's any chance that we can cross the dots with Team BRSDM in the future. Okay, so if time can go back, is there anything that you want to say to yourself or your team before participating the finalist event or a presidential hackathon?
So, of course, if each member would like to say anything to your other team members, you can also say something to them.
Well, I would like to go first.
Sure.
I think I can have veto on this. So, to put it in a very straightforward way, after conception, we had a break to look for other hackathons and to work and to implement and build our project. We had a lot of other commitments as well. So we had to, after conception, we had to put this whole project on hold because we did not know where this project was going. All that we had was the idea and it was on paper. We did not know how to implement it. We had just vague knowledge about GIS, machine learning and everything. So to put it all together, we needed some time and we decided to give that time as well as work on other projects as well. But until and unless we got selected for the final round, we did not know that we had something this big coming up towards our end. We were only interested to implement this project in future as part of the Indian government's Ayushman Bharat and Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So that was our whole plan. However, what actually happened and what we wanted to happen were two different things. And somehow I just wished that if we had started working on this project a little bit earlier, we could probably have worked twice as much as harder and with more efficiency. So I think that time we could have utilized a little bit more so that we could have done a little bit, we could have contributed a little bit more to this project. So we could have had a better result at your end. So that is the only thing that I would like to ask my team if time could go back, if it really could happen. Yeah.
I see. So, any opinion or comment from your teammate?
Just like Kevin said, actually we had this project idea as an idea only, as an idea on paper only. So this whole us getting selected on the next round and these consulting events actually catalyzed the way we were rendering this project. We couldn't even believe now that we were able to accomplish the goal which we were planning to accomplish partly. Thank you. So this is, if time could really go back, then as Kevin said, we might have asked ourselves to be more hopeful towards this project.
Great. Okay, so any other members have any comments? I think there's the other three members haven't speak anything.
So yeah, I would like to say the same which Kavin and Samyukta said. I just wished we started working more earlier because all of this was so new to us. As I'm in third year, even I hadn't started working with OpenStreetMaps and everything. So collaborating with them, they had really put in so much effort, and I wish if we had done this much earlier, then it would have been little more better for us to incorporate it into what we were doing to our project.
I think everyone always need more time, no matter for the finalists or us.
As well. Well, we're just glad that nobody says that you want to go back to tell yourself that don't submit the proposal.
Please don't attend the presidential hackathon. So I think it's time to come to the last question, right? Yeah. So as the team mentioned that the project was still in the conceptual stage, right? When you were submitting the initial application. So after the finalist event, do you find it proposal become more feasible or any commercialized potential after participating in the PHIT?
So we built our project using ArcGIS, which is a proprietary software. But it offers a lot of features, such as we could incorporate the OpenStreetMaps into our map, and provided a very good user interface as well, because the user interface was similar to Google Maps, so that any user with a minimum knowledge on the user interface can easily use these maps. So this was our approach to the solution. But our problem is that this ArcGIS is a proprietary software. That is, we need some funding in order to have a continued future plans and implementation of this project. So this part of funding is the we need some help, and as well as we also need support from the government side, because our solution can only find the barren lands and the suitable trees which we can grow that. But the ownership of these lands, as well as the maintenance of the health and sustenance of these trees, all these are the parts where we can't control it directly. We need the support from the government side as well as the people side. So if we are going to get the support from these both sides, then our project will be good to go and be sustainable for a long time. So these are the things which we will be expecting from in order to make our project even more efficient. So yeah, our project is actually a tool that could help in urban forestry, but the usage of the tool is in the hands of the government as well as people. This is what I came to say.
Okay, I think in your action plan, you made it clearly that you have some plan for the future. Of course, there's milestones and budgeting, or the milestones, the key milestones are stated very clearly. So I think if you're going to start landing this program, the action plan that you already made is going to help you to approach to appropriate stakeholders or angels if there's any, or you can approach to the local government and so on. So do we really hope that these documents, these final deliverables, are not just a mandatory documents for you or mandatory homework for you, but it's going to actually help you to go forward after hackathon program finish. No matter what ranking that you get in the end, these are just the journey that you already made is going to be the base stone for the future. So thank you very much. I think that would be all the questions for today's interview, and I think it's our time for the jingle.
Yes, it's our time to invite you to say the jingle with us. So the clapperboard is on. I will count down from 3. So 3, 2, 1. Presidential Hackathon.
Hacker Spirit is always online.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think
Bye.
that's all for today. Bye.
Good luck.
We will release the episode whenever it's ready. You're invited to subscribe to our channel and receive update notification.
If you want to expand these innovative influences and make a positive impact, you are welcome to share our channel in your social media communities.
Until next time! Presidential Hackathon. Hacker Spirit is always online.